The focus of our webcast today is Credit Union Blueprint. We're very excited to have Norman, our senior consultant, Martha, our in-house product development specialist, and Chris, our senior business development executive, presenting for us today. Before we officially begin, I will share a little about the solution, and then the team will dive right into the Blueprint's capabilities. So Credit Union Blueprint is built within the Microsoft Dynamics 365 platform. It is designed to be an out-of-the-box CRM that essentially gives your business a complete 360-degree view of each member, plus it provides visibility into pipeline management, marketing and communications, engagement tracking, and much more. The team at CRM Dynamics has worked beside numerous credit unions to learn from the many challenges you face every day. So from these experiences, we built the Credit Union Blueprint solution so your business can find new customers, build relationships, better understand your clientele, and of course, sell more. So to give you an idea of how we do what we do, I will now pass it over to our Credit Union Blueprint experts.
Thanks so much for the introduction, Shanana. Well, hopefully we've pulled together some valuable and relevant industry information, and we're really excited to share with you today the impact that our Credit Union Blueprint can have on your organization. So thank you for sharing some of your time with us. From an agenda perspective, I thought I'd introduce the experts, the industry experts we have on the line today, and then go into the blueprint that we have developed on the Microsoft Dynamics 365 platform that is an accelerator specifically for credit unions, and then dive into the value that it can really drive for your credit union. And then we're going to have a demonstration of that accelerator. And we also have, we would like to talk to you a little bit about the omni-chat capabilities that we have developed, again, on Dynamics, specifically for credit unions. So we can show you how you can improve your digital sales experience and really turn browsers into buyers. And then we'll save some time at the end for Q&A. So from a team perspective, I'd like to introduce Norm DiPasquale. Norm is one of our senior consultants. He specializes in financial services, and he will be demonstrating our Dynamics CRM for credit unions. Martha Schrader is a senior member of our product development team, and she has deep expertise in all things data in financial services. So Martha's going to be talking about and demonstrating our our omni-chat for credit unions. And my name's Chris Cussett. I'm business development focused in financial services and enterprise accounts for CRM Dynamics. So just a little introduction of our company called CRM Dynamics. We are a leading Microsoft Gold partner specializing in Dynamics, which can be a little confusing what they're meaning. We compete, I think we differentiate ourselves against the other global systems integrators in three ways, based on our thought leadership, our depth of experience, and then particularly relevant to today's conversation, our expertise in financial services. So from a thought leadership perspective, with the change in the way people have done business, we led in some fairly relevant COVID response offerings, particularly around loans application portals and such, and really making sure that organizations and credit unions could have their employees as productive as possible right away. We also lead in user adoption and AI, and the approach that we have taken to developing our business is around developing blueprints and accelerators. So we really bring down project risk, cost, and timeline for our clients. And this approach has earned us a spot in Microsoft's Inner Circle, which is really an elite group of the top 1% of Microsoft partners. And as far as how our organization is structured from an experience perspective. We have 70 consultants thematically focused on Dynamics 365. And we are experts at integrating large, complex systems. So things like banking or loan origination systems or ERP integrations. And that has earned us Microsoft's award of Customer Experience Partner of the Year. And then particularly when it comes to financial services expertise, we have what we want to talk to you about today is the Credit Union Accelerator that we have built upon Microsoft's Banking Accelerator. That has allowed us to really have a sort of an unmatched pace of growth within financial services. And again, we're Microsoft's go-to partner for large, strategic, complex credit union pursuits and troubled projects. So I'd like to call out specifically some relevant clients that we're working with from an enterprise perspective. Meridian is Canada's second largest credit union with I think almost 23 billion asset under management. We have Duca, which is one of Ontario's largest credit unions. And we also down here have an enterprise pursuit with Michigan's largest credit union, that being Lake Michigan Credit Union. So we developed our blueprint based on the experience working with banks and credit unions. And we, again, developed upon Microsoft's Banking Accelerator, and it covers all aspects of Dynamics 365, whether it be sales, service, marketing, or social engagements, insights. And the biggest thing that it encompasses is that 360-degree view of your client. So as soon as your member walks in, either digitally or physically, you see everything about that member, what the next best product is, everyone who's talked to them, and you really have a full view of that member. It also allows the ability to manage targets and pipelines, whether it be at a branch level or an employee level, or even categories or by quarter or year, and track the progress for not only branches, but also employees. It allows for targeted marketing campaigns or events. That's all managed in one system, so you don't have silos. And you can leverage business intelligence through native dashboards like Power BI, that we'll show you a little later. And it also has built-in process flows to help you manage your business. So I thought we'd go through some of the features that are of particular value to credit unions. So that 360-degree contact view. So that's that full understanding of your member's complete profile with your organization. So what you're cross-selling allows you to upsell all products and manage that full relationship all in one place. So member management, that allows you to follow up on incomplete applications, recommend next best products, and really automate customer onboarding, automate that whole journey and nurture that relationship with your member. It allows for engagement tracking. So whether your member walks into the branch or comes in online or books an appointment on your portal, it allows you to track all of those engagements all in a single place, and it allows you to send out communications or surveys and follow through with a solid voice of the customer. It allows for goals tracking, where you can manage goals by either product category, teams, branches, and it tracks progress and allows you to identify trends and get good visibility into not only trends, but also identify some of the outliers that you may want to coach. Allows for pipeline management. So forecast renewals or net new revenue, or allows you the ability to manage an increase in wallet share by understanding why you're winning or why you're losing specific pieces of business within particular clients. It allows you for reporting and analytics. So even an ask a question, natural language query allows you to generate complex reports, and it reduces that overall effort of that manual report creation and really gain insight into all of your data. Digital marketing automation. So it increases your digital presence and your brand awareness through targeted marketing, where it allows you to send personalized offers, messages, track ROI, even by lead source. It allows you to manage events, sort of plan and coordinate upcoming events, manage the registration, track for attendees, give them scores based on event registration criteria. So manage that whole event process. And then the native integration with Microsoft, because this is developed leveraging the Microsoft platform, it's completely synchronized with Outlook. So contacts, emails, appointments, etc. All those templates. There's a complete integration with LinkedIn. If you want to save documents within SharePoint, or leverage Teams, that is all a seamless integration. Security, whether it's out of the box security rules or slightly more complex ones, you can easily segment your organization to control who sees what data, so your employees can only see what you decide they should be able to see. And of course, security is always top of the mind, so everything is hosted on Microsoft Azure. Multilingual ready. We have English, French, and Spanish fully functioning currently, and we have dozens of other languages ready and available that we can, if that's a particular need for your organization, we can spin up. And then lastly, operational support, where allows you the ability to automate repetitive tasks with sort of embedded business processes. So at this point, I'm going to pass it over to Norm, and he's going to give you a visibility into our blueprint for credit unions. Norm?
Thank you very much, Chris. And what a great day to be doing this demonstration on International Credit Union Day. So I just want to wish all those credit unions out there an excellent International Credit Union Day. So my demonstration, it's going to go through a bit of the customer experience of our credit union accelerator, and then go into what a credit union rep might experience while interacting with that customer. So we are going to start on Contoso Bank Credit Union's website. We're going to talk through a customer scenario. This customer, her name is Betty Welch, and she has a mortgage, and she's logging into, she's going to the bank website to get a feel for what the mortgage rate is today. So we are going to start by clicking onto the chat. Sorry, just trying to move something there. There we go. Sorry, I'm just gonna, oh, there we go. Great. So I've opened up the omni-channel chat with which Martha's actually going to go through in a heavier level of detail later. But I just want to get a feel for what the interest rates are right now. So clicked on that, and it's asking me what annual interest rate I'm interested in getting more detail about. So I'm going to click on the 15-year fixed, And I understand that the fixed mortgage rate right now is 2.969, and I'm currently at 4.5 as Betty. So at this point, Betty will want to log into her portal to compare this against her current mortgage numbers and maybe take more action. So I'm going to sign into this customer portal, which is a Dynamics customer portal. I've signed in here as Betty. So it recognizes me, and as we look through the portal, there's a couple of things going on here. So I can get a feel for all of my various accounts, bill payments, current loans that are underway, and I can see that the current interest rate is 4.5%. Some other things we've highlighted in the portal are we can show customers targeted offers depending on the products they have. So here we're trying to highlight what their next best products might be. Is it a certificate of deposit? Should we be promoting a CD investment certificate, or is it a stock? So basically, depending on the products they have, different offers can appear here as the next best offer. I'm going to go ahead and click onto mortgage to get a feel for what's going on with my mortgage. And this here is a dashboard that's built out of Power BI and is showing me how much I've paid on my mortgage and how much is still remaining to be paid. This is interactive, so I can click on the paid area and have a look at all of the payments I've made up to now. And then I can see what's outstanding. And I can, in this chart here, I'm actually looking at how long it will take me to actually pay off the principal of this mortgage, and when I'm, or paying off the interest, and when I'm going to be dealing with the principal. So we can see that that crossover date happens in 2031. I can also take some actions here. I can choose to defer my next mortgage payment, or at least request it. The bank, of course, will accept or deny that request. I can put down an additional payment. I can change my payment frequency. I can even change my payment account. So we're allowing customers a lot of self-service options within the customer portal. So, hopefully they need to reach out to you less and get an on-demand kind of service experience. So as mentioned before, I've recognized that my the current credit union rate, which I found from the chat bot, was 2.9, and I'm currently paying 4.5. So as a customer, I might want to do something about that. I might want to look at refinancing my mortgage. So I'm going to click back onto the chat, which is also available at it's both available from the public-facing website and also available from within the portal. So I'm interested in refinancing my mortgage because there's no way I'm paying 4.5% interest if the current rate is 2.9. So that's where we're going with this. So I want to refinance a mortgage. And so in order to refinance a mortgage, I do need to make an appointment with a credit union rep. And, of course, these rules are individual to each credit union, but in this case, they do want to have an appointment. So it's showing me the available times for that appointment. I'm going to pick next Tuesday at 1 p.m. So then a rep will be in contact with me with my appointment confirmation, but you can see through my customer portal, after getting the relevant information to me, I was able to book an appointment using the chat service. So just shows those self-service opportunities that you can surface through a portal and through the omni-channel web chat service. So that wraps up Betty Welch's experience. And now I'm going to take you into the Dynamics system to take a look at the credit union rep's experience. So when I first enter Dynamics, usually what you find you're faced with is some sort of a dashboard. This is a dashboard built through Power BI, and it shows me all of the mortgage applications that are active right now. How many I've won, how many I've lost, the total applications. So just all the relevant information in regards to mortgage applications that I might want to know. I can see what stage applications are in and see if I have 93 that are in the starting stage, and that's quite a high number. I might want to dig into that and take a look at what's going on there. So we're trying to highlight information from a 30,000-foot level that you might want to take action on. Like the other Power BI chart, this one is interactive. I can take a look at commercial loan applications or retail applications, or both. And the information will change in the Power BI report depending on what I pick. We can have multiple reports. There are some other Power BI reports that are interesting in here. So we can see by, this one's more, it's almost like a scorecard for the BDM, seeing which relationship manager has pulled in the most leads for mortgages. And we can see where referrals and prospects are coming from and sort of what their status is right now. Like I have the majority of them that I have are cold, so I might want to work on those and warm up those prospects a little more. And then active leads by age. I'm starting to get a lot of active leads that are in 30+ days. That's probably something I want to take action on. And that is the point of these dashboards, to highlight information that you might want to action as a rep. So as we noted earlier, we do have an appointment with Betty Welch. So I'm going to want to take a look at Betty Welch's contact record to learn more information about Betty. So I'm going to open that up. And it starts with a picture of Betty, which is nice because it gives me kind of a warm introduction to Betty before she actually comes into the bank. And as I open the credit record, I see important kind of demographic information about Betty. So she's a high profit tier customer. I see her contact information, her preferred branch if she had one, employment status. And I can continue to click through to get more information about Betty so that I'm ready for our face-to-face appointment, which is coming next Tuesday. So I can go to relationship analytics and see how many emails Betty has sent me, as well as meetings and phone calls, and then how many I've sent Betty. So we can get a feel for what sort of relationship and how, I guess, how busy the relationship is from both sides. And I can also see how much time each of us have spent communicating with each other. And then how engaged Betty is in opening emails that I send, and whether or not she's looking at the attachments and the links. And then we can look at that communication relationship over time. Importantly, I'm going to want to know her active financial products. So I can see that she has a mortgage with us, a savings account, a certificate of deposit, and a checking account with us. And then I can see what that looks like in terms of her overall portfolio over here. So I can see deposits, for instance, is the majority of the account that she has with us. So this is all useful insights. I can also see what branch she's in, the odds of her churning, what her monthly income is, liabilities, deposits and loans. Like, we're talking about a real customer 360 here as we start to layer in all of this information. Important to note that her ID is expiring in 14 days. That's a good one to update. Then we can look into her connections. So I can see that Betty has 2 children who are Claire and Melissa, and her husband is Byron. Byron is also a customer at our credit union, so that's good information to know. I can also see who her legal counsel is, her loan officer, credit analyst. And these are all sort of related contacts to Betty. So this really gives me a rich idea of all of her relationships and who she interacts with and who is important to her. I can then see if she's given us any referrals. I might want to treat a customer who's giving me referrals a little better. And if know your customers are important, this is another thing that we can store inside of the system. Sometimes this is something that has to be done through regulation. You have to have an updated know your customer for all of your clients. So if that is the case, we certainly do have it within the system. Then I can look at related activities. And I can see that we have an appointment to discuss deposit inquiry. So this is all just things that are upcoming. And then I can also see that appointment that she booked to refinance her mortgage. So that's right here as well. So, this really is demonstrating how you can get a really rich customer 360. We probably would get these things from some of your other systems and then feed it into here, so that your credit union rep knows everything there is to know about Betty Welch before Betty Welch walks in the door for that refinance appointment. So there was a mention of kind of walking through a process inside of Dynamics, and This is available, any sort of process that you have, like validating contact information, starting a mortgage application. We can walk your reps through stages and steps to make sure that they're following the right steps every time inside of Dynamics as they walk somebody through a new mortgage or walk them through validating their identification. Whatever your process is, we can put it in here and make sure your reps do it right every single time. And I think that's all I wanted to show here, Chris. I thank you very much for your time, and at this point, I'll pass it back to you.
Thanks, Mark. So I'm going to pass things on to Martha, and she's going to run through our OmniChat for credit unions. Martha?
Thanks, Chris. So Norman did a great job taking us through, once we've achieved that goal of bringing a customer into the organization and offering them a full suite of digital tools and interactions, both through portal and through Dynamics in the back end. Financial services organizations have done a really good job in the last, I would say, 5 to 10 years, starting to build out those self-serve digital tools. The next challenge that a lot of organizations are starting to think through is just how do we start to offer a sales process, how to get all those browsers who spend so much time doing research around financial services products and turn them into buyers. So I love Chris's analogy. We want to convert browsers into buyers. And from all of our marketing organizations, we all know just how much time individuals, consumers, and small business and commercial lines folks spend doing their research before they take action and either call the branch, go to the branch. We want to figure out how best we can actually connect them into their digital analysis. So we're going to do a little bit of show and tell today. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how we can put customers first and prospects first with an overall engaging omni-channel experience. We're going to show you friendly and intelligent chat bots that can work seamlessly with your digital agents. We're also going to show you how digital agents can work with chat and even more interestingly, video. We're going to take a bit of a leap and actually share with you live video. Somebody seems to have access to my screen. Oh, there we go. We're great. And then we're going to talk to you about data because behind all this is a robust AI platform using natural language processing, sentiment analysis, and a full set of dashboards. So we're going to get started. On the left-hand side, you can see my screen. I am a customer, or I'm a prospect, more importantly. And I'm going to hop onto our credit union blueprint site, and we've named our credit union, our fictitious credit union here, Silver Lining. And I'm going to hop onto Silver Lining's website, and I'm going to engage with chat. On the right-hand side, you can see the actual omni-channel for customer service application, where we'll actually eventually see the chat move from the bot to a live agent. So we'll start off with hello and welcome. So first of all, one of the most important things we're trying to make sure is that we're identifying sales prospect opportunities. So what we really want to do is efficiently handle our existing customers and point them to your existing tools and content to be able to help them out. So we're going to start off with branch questions. What are your branch locations? And you'll see here, I am entering in natural language into the bot, and the bot's going to answer us back. So the bot is going to take us directly to the site and the content and information associated with where your credit union has this data, content, and information. Other great questions, famous ones, is I've forgotten my password. And again, we're going to take the customer directly to the right place within your site to be able to reset their password in a safe and fully authenticated way. So this is where we're really talking about customers. But we're going to change our conversation now and continue in the same vein, and we're going to start talking about joining the credit union. Actually, I'm going to start off with, tell me more about silver lining. And you see, I'm taking all content that is, you'll see typos as well in some of my questions, but this is going to turn around and tell me a little bit about credit union, and go ahead and ask me a question. Oh, I'm going to ask, what's the difference between a bank and a credit union? We all know what it is. And we've got questions and answers here. Behind the chat bot, we've got hundreds of questions and answers that are set up using natural language, English, Spanish capable, and French capable. I can even turn around and give a French greeting. And we get a French response back. So we have a full set of questions and answers that can take natural language, interpret that natural language, and match it to the best answer that we've pre-programmed within the bot itself. So let's talk about sales now. So for example, I want to find out how I can apply for a mortgage. So I'm definitely a prospect. And I get the content coming back saying, congratulations, you can check out this calculator, and we can get started by taking a look at all of our mortgage sites. So many of us obviously have calculators to understand how much we can afford from a mortgage perspective. I can go to that portion of the website, and Petty, my greeter, will continue to share alongside with me. And I'll say, I'd like to say, I'd like to speak to an agent. I could also say I'd like to make an appointment to come into the bank, a variety of different options, which will turn around and say, well, let's talk to a live agent. So I'm going to request to talk to a live agent. And on the right-hand side, you'll see that my conversation's coming in. So we've got the left-hand side is our customer, and on the right-hand side, we're now looking at the agent experience. As the agent, you can see that I can have access to the entire conversation that has actually occurred with that customer. I also have a great sense of how that customer is currently feeling. Again, we're using artificial intelligence to understand the language that's being used. And right now, this is a neutral customer. So I know coming in that I can be relaxed, I can greet the customer, and I can start on our conversation. So I won't put together a full conversation because that would take certainly much longer than a 15-minute demonstration, but I will certainly pick from a set of pre-canned responses so that I can continue to manage my branded experience as part of the organization. And it comes back and says, hello, you're chatting with Martha. How may I help you? So you can see in real time on the left-hand side what the customer sees, and on the left-hand side what me as an agent sees. We can continue. I can link this to existing and new contacts. I can create a case, and we can continue to have the conversation back and forth. I can also turn around and suggest that perhaps if this customer, for example, we're going to turn around and say, I am interested in a mortgage. I'm not a mortgage specialist. So what I can do is I can actually pass this call, or I can consult with other people on my team so that they can be transferred and helped by the best person that's available. Just for example, we can also set up queues so that if I am a commercial prospect, we can directly to a small business agent who can better understand and handle their inquiries. All of this information is tracked, and I also have the ability as a supervisor to keep an eye on what's going on and any changes that are actually occurring in my conversation. So for example, we're going to pretend that this conversation gets very happy. And we can see now up here that actually we've turned to a slightly positive conversation, and all of this data is being tracked. I can also turn around and say, I am very angry. So for example, if we want to start to track complaints, we can start to understand and collect the data to see what the overall experience is we have. All right, so now we're going to shut down this chat. We can continue on, we can set up a conversation. I can now link into all of that background that Norm took us through, create a contact, look up a contact, create a case. So for example, they'd like to come into the branch to sign up paperwork to complete the process associated with a new account, a new mortgage. We can do all of that information, and it's all tracked in through the process so that we can understand now our sales prospect has been captured and we've got them in the system and we can convert them actively from browser to buyer. All right, so the next thing we're going to show, close that conversation. Typically, a good agent would say thank you and goodbye. So now we're going to have a conversation actually get started, and we're going to show you the video chat as well. So for my quiet, silent friend who is going to initiate a conversation with Penny, if you could go ahead and request to speak to an agent, we're going to show you how video chat also works. While we wait for that, because it could take, oh, there it is. You can see I've been notified that a new chat has come in. I can see that this is a customer. I can see that they're hello and welcome, that they're neutral, and that this person knows my name, which is a little creepy. Hi there, and welcome to Silver Lining. Now the customer is going to tell me what they're interested in discussing today. Maybe they're a commercial lines customer and they'd like to open up a new commercial loan account. Waiting for them to type. Can you help me with commercial lines? I'd love to help this individual with commercial lines. What I can also suggest that we're going to connect via video. And we're actually using Teams to complete this. And we're going to connect over video. I'm going to mute the video so we don't have too much reverberation. There we go. I'm going to mute myself. The chat request via video is now being sent to our prospect customer so that I can personally greet them with a smile. I can say hello. We can have our good thank you. Welcome to Silver Lining. We're going to complete our conversation. We're going to set up an opportunity for our customer or our prospect to come into the branch. I'm going to thank the customer for the opportunity for their business, and I'm going to complete our call and say thank you for reaching out to Silver Lining. We'll talk with you soon. So this is a great opportunity for high net value customers and prospects, as well as areas where you really want to grow your organization, millennials, as well as commercial opportunities. The ability to be able to connect, to take intelligent chatbots, hand them off to capable and certified agents, and also offer the ability to connect live over video is an extremely compelling opportunity when you're looking to convert your browsers into buyers. I'm going to end this. We're going to shut down, close that session. We're going to close down our customers view, and we're going to share our dashboards. So behind all of this, we also have a full set of dashboards that are capable, that tell us and understand what we're doing from a sentiment analysis perspective, so that I can see how my bots are performing and my humans. So the bots are providing very tactical conversations, tactical responses, and greeting, where we're passing over to humans and to our live agents, our live digital agents, the ability to take those qualified prospects and actually convert them into new customers. As a supervisor, I could also oversee and monitor existing conversations. I can monitor them from a watch perspective, and I can also track to see if there is concerns associated with massive changes in customer sentiment, for example, very disappointed, alerts can notify me so that as a supervisor, I can get in there and coach some of my more junior digital agents to be able to better support those customers. We've got a full set of dashboards in terms of core KPIs associated with conversations that happen over time, the count of incoming conversations over time, our abandon rate, how long wait time is, what transfer rates are between agents to bots, and how many sessions we have per conversation. We've got the ability to set up many queues, prioritizations, complete skills assessments to make sure that we're routing the right people. We also can take pre-chat surveys so that we can better understand a customer when they're first engaging with us so that we can route them in the right direction. All of this on the front end of our prospecting for our digital marketing and our digital sales process can be connected directly into Dynamics 365 as we convert them from browsers into customers. So overall, it gives us really the ability to be able to take all those browsers, control the conversation, proactively greet them, and convert them into customers, be them small business, commercial lines, or individual credit union members as well.
Thank you, Chris, Norman, and Martha. That was really, really informative, and I hope our attendees enjoyed it as much as I did. I would like to thank you all for taking the time to attend our presentation today, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the day.